On the evening of November 10th, 1775, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, a city alive with the tensions of a young nation preparing for revolution, a group of men gathered at Tun Tavern. The American colonies, pushed to the edge by British rule and heavy taxation, were readying themselves for independence. Amid these conflicts, Captain Samuel Nicholas convened a meeting that would mark the birth of a formidable new fighting force, the United States Marine Corps. The air inside the tavern hung thick with smoke, the clink of tankards and the low hum of voices filling the space. Shadows flickered across the faces of men who had weathered years of hardship, their expressions hard, etched by a life spent at sea or on the frontier. Nicholas leaned forward, candlelight casting a hard line on his jaw, his gaze steady as he surveyed the men before him. This wasn't a conversation for the faint-hearted. Around him sat sailors, frontiersmen, men who'd fought battles in lawless lands. He was calling for something beyond what most soldiers could comprehend. I'm not here to talk about soldiers who march and bow. I want men who'll fight like hell on land or water, men who'll go where others won't, who'll do the things no one else can stomach. Nicholas's voice, low but carrying weight, cut through the hum of the tavern. Each man met his eyes, the glint of challenge there. These aren't parade ground lads, Captain. These men would drink their own blood if it meant they'd see another sunrise. You want hard fighters? You're looking at them. Robert Mullen, the tavern owner, grinned, his voice rough and amused. That's exactly what I'm talking about. I want loyalty that goes deeper, a brotherhood that doesn't break. These men will fight not for a flag, but for each other. Nicholas's eyes gleamed with resolve. These are cutthroats, Samuel. What makes you think they'll take orders? A colonial leader raised a skeptical brow. I'm not looking for men who'll follow blindly. I need men who'll think, who'll adapt. We're not standing in lines with bayonets. This force will hit like a storm. Nicholas paused, letting the silence settle over the group, each man now feeling the weight of his words. What you get is a name that means something. This isn't a job, lads. It's a brotherhood. Nicholas's voice steadied. Around the table, faces turned solemn. Mullen raised his tankard, a grin spreading across his face. When they see you coming, they'll know. Marines. First to land, last to leave. Men who won't break. The men raised their tankards, a force born in the smoky air of Tun Tavern, a force that would stand unbroken for centuries. Years passed, and the Marine spirit faced new tests. These men weren't regular soldiers. They were forged from sailors and frontiersmen who knew survival. Their first battle at Nassau in 1776 showed their adaptability, a fierce, amphibious assault marking the beginning of the Marine legacy. They fought not just with weapons, but with the weight of the eagle, globe, and anchor. In 1806, Archibald Henderson joined the Corps, envisioning the Marines as a force that could be the first line of defense, anywhere, anytime. Serving as commandant for 38 years, Henderson turned the Marines into an expeditionary force that could respond to threats across the world. World War I brought new heroes. Among them, Gunnery Sergeant Dan Daly, a two-time Medal of Honor recipient, famously shouted, "Come on, you sons of bitches, do you want to live forever?" Daly's words sparked fierce determination at Belleau Wood, where the Marines earned the nickname Devil Dogs. Major General John A. Lejeune, the commandant, helped establish the Corps' amphibious identity, solidifying its role with the Navy. In World War II, Louis Chesty Puller led campaigns in the Pacific, from Guadalcanal to Peleliu. Known for his unbreakable resolve, Puller famously declared, "They're on our left, they're on our right, they're in front of us, they're behind us. They can't get away now." Sergeant John Basilone, another Marine hero, held off waves of Japanese forces at Guadalcanal. He later died heroically at Iwo Jima, his courage a lasting symbol of sacrifice. On November 10th, 2024, the Marine Corps celebrates its 249th birthday. A young Marine stands at attention, feeling the weight of history as he reflects on the words of General Eric M. Smith, Commandant of the Marine Corps. For 249 years, Marines have served as our nation's sentinels of freedom. As we celebrate our Corps' birthday this year, I encourage all Marines to reflect on our legacy forged in blood on battlefields since 1775, and to rededicate ourselves to carrying that legacy untarnished into the future. 20 years ago this month, Marines fought and won the Second Battle of Fallujah, a brutal, grinding house-to-house fight, whose victory ultimately paved the way for the stabilization of the Republic of Iraq. Often in Iraq, there were no true front lines, and by necessity, Fallujah was a battle in which every Marine fought, demonstrating once again our cornerstone philosophy that every Marine is a rifleman. Preparing for the threats of the future requires the same exceptional standards and ironclad discipline that are the hallmarks of our Corps. Though technology and equipment change, the Marine Corps' culture of excellence must not. The road ahead is far from certain, but our ethos will never change. Every Marine a rifleman and everyone fights. It is the honor of my lifetime to be a Marine and serve as your commandant. I'm proud to stand alongside each of you, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for our Corps. Happy birthday, Marines. Semper Fidelis, Eric M. Smith, General, U.S. Marine Corps Commandant of the Marine Corps. As the young Marine reads these words, he feels both the weight and strength of the Corps' legacy. He knows he is part of something timeless, a brotherhood that began with the fierce vision of Captain Nicholas and has endured for centuries. The eagle, globe, and anchor stand proud on his chest, and he feels its legacy, heavy yet unwavering. He stands with the weight of tradition on his shoulders and the future of the Corps in his grasp. Today, he is ready.